Good morning. I want to welcome you guys this morning to Janine's Creative Cooking. And this morning, I woke up in a mood. Well, first I was in a mood, honestly, for some scrambled eggs and turkey bacon. But then, as I was talking to a friend this morning, I remembered it's Friday. And this, during Lent, I'm observing Lent for one of the first times in my life. I don't know if I'm so good at it, but I'm learning and I'm observing Lent. So on Fridays, the only meat protein I eat is fish. So I have, it's been almost a month, and I like fish, but I have had to think more about what I'm making on Fridays that involves fish. I found myself eating a lot of salmon. I love fresh salmon. But today, since I've remembered that it is Fish Friday, I thought, what can I make with fish? Well, and that's different. And I could even have for breakfast. I guess by now this is brunch, almost lunchtime. It's almost 11 o'clock. Thought, what can I have? Well, and what can I use that I already have in the refrigerator and on the shelf? Well, I remembered that for my poke salads that I've been making, my poke salads, I had bought lots of extra crab meat. And it's imitation crab meat, but it's made out of fish. So this morning, we're going to make some stir fry, because I also realized I made lots of rice and I had a lot of extra leftover rice from dinner the other day. So I thought, oh, I have fish and I have rice. And since I've really gotten into making poke salads, I've really been doing a lot of green smoothies in the morning. I've been inspired by my friend Benita Brady. She's got a great YouTube. She just started following this, showing her weight loss journey. Well, since I've been doing the green smoothies in the morning, I have a lot of extra vegetables in the refrigerator, lots and lots. So I still had some broccoli slaw that I had left over that I bought 2 bags of this, and I use some in my poke salad a couple times this week. And I had an extra bag left over that the date's about out on it, just about, and I said, well, I can use this in my stir fries, broccoli and carrots. I also had a few leftover multicolored mini peppers. I like buying these mini peppers at the store when I catch them. And I had some leftover mini peppers. I also had some fresh ginger on the shelf. I use a lot of this in my smoothies. So I peeled a little bit of ginger this morning using powdered ginger, works just as well. I found some ginger that you can buy like a paste. So I got some ginger paste. I just happened to, I guess because I was thinking about wanting different vegetables, I also have some snow peas. I don't normally keep snow peas around, but I just happen to have some since I've been eating all these different vegetables, and they were on sale. I bought some scallions or green onions, which go great in stir fry, but I've been known to use whatever onion that I have around the house. If it's a red onion, if it's a yellow or white onion, I just use it. I chop it up and use it. I like to have a little bit of celery, but I don't like a lot. I don't want it to be overpowering, so I just got 1 stalk of celery out. So I have my basic stuff that I'm going to put in there. Always welcome to put more if you have mixed vegetables. They go great in stir fry. Whatever kind of vegetable you feel so inclined, I guess, to put in there in your stir fry, then go for it. One thing I've never done in stir fry though is potatoes. That's more of a curry thing to me. But anyway, if you have any vegetables like this, I never have put greens in my stir fry either. So I guess like kale, although kale could possibly go well in a stir fry. But then I like to, when I'm making stir fry, I guess just to keep hopefully with the Asian flair. I don't have any peanut oil, but I have lots of coconut oil. So I use coconut oil or I use olive oil. I've even been known to use grapeseed oil when I'm cooking. And just, I don't know if it's something because I was raised on it. My dad puts butter in everything. Can't say that it's the most healthy thing. And I had a butter addiction when I was a kid. I used to sneak in the refrigerator and it wasn't even real butter. It was more like parquet or something. I would sneak in the refrigerator when I was about 7 or 8 or so. I'd look over my shoulder and look around and see if anyone was watching. If no one was around, I'd get the butter out, grab off a hunk of butter, and chuck it into my mouth. That's what I did with butter. That was my butter addiction. So anyway, I'm going to get started on this stir fry, and I'm going to come back to you with another segment. Also, I've got lots of spices I'm going to talk about as I'm stir frying. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and get these vegetables ready. Got to cut up the onions and the celery and the red pepper and the red bell pepper. And we'll come back and I'll show you how to stir fry them. Hello, and welcome back to Janine's Creative Cooking. I'm going to get started with showing you how to stir fry the vegetables and the crab meat and how to season as we go. So first, I don't have a wok. A wok would be beautiful, but I'm into using what you have. So I got a nice skillet out. Sometimes I like to use a cast iron skillet. I just love cast iron. But today I'm gonna use this what's that? I guess maybe kind of an aluminum type of metal pan. Anyway, I'm gonna use this today. I'm gonna turn the stove on to about a medium high, close to the medium temperature range. And I'm gonna start with my oil. As I said, I like to use coconut oil. I'm going to get maybe about a tablespoon of my coconut oil and put it in the pan. I want to get this nice and hot. So I got my coconut oil. I'll put that aside. I also talked to you guys about my terrible butter addiction. I have really cut back, honestly. I know I've got 3 tablespoons out, sliced up here, but I'm not going to use 3 tablespoons. I'm actually going to throw in maybe about 2. And I hope it won't get too loud here. I have to have my fan on when I'm cooking. So I'm going to set my butter aside. And then I've got one of the ingredients that I forgot to show you guys or talk about that I'm going to grab it. I want to talk about it with you. You don't have to do this, but I thought it would be interesting. You know, you put fish sauce in Asian food a lot of times, but I don't have any fish sauce. And you don't have to put fish sauce in the stir fry, but I do have a lot of boxes of anchovies. One time, I don't know, my son likes them. They taste good in certain things. And you don't have to put anchovies in, but I think I like the anchovies, the little salty fish, as an extra interesting flavor, maybe more of a authentic flavor to it to me. So I've got some anchovies I'm gonna put in, and these anchovies are packed in a little oil, so I'm actually gonna take a little bit of that small amount of the oil that the anchovies are packed in, and I'm going to pour that in my pan since I don't have any fish sauce. And I am going to scoop these anchovies out later, not yet. I'm going to let the pan get a little bit, the grease is getting a little hot. So I have here all of my scallions chopped up, my fresh ginger, my celery, and my red multicolored pepper in here. And also, one of the things I was going to talk to you about, I keep a lot of chopped garlic on hand, or I also have this stir-in garlic paste. That's another thing I found. Or you can use garlic powder. But I'm going to go ahead and pour my chopped vegetables into the pan. I'm going to give a good squeeze of the garlic. I love garlic. A good squeeze of the garlic paste. I just love garlic. Probably a little too much. But you don't have to, but garlic is, I think, important too. It adds to the flavor. And I'm going to let those vegetables saute a little bit. Maybe just like a minute or two. Not add anything else. I'm going to go ahead and throw in my snow peas because I want them to saute a bit. Make sure the fire's on maybe a medium-high. I'm going to get everything sauteed up. While those things are cooking, I do like to start trying to throw start throwing in some of my seasonings even as I'm sauteing. I love white pepper. White pepper is something that I use in a lot of my Asian style cuisine. I use it in a lot of cooking. I love white pepper. Also we have our black pepper. Put a little bit of this on there. I'm not going to overdo it yet because I still going to need to make sure I take care of seasoning my rice. So I got those things going. I've got some ginger, but like I said, I have the ginger paste, so I'm going to squeeze a little bit of ginger paste in there. Also, sometimes you don't have to do this. Sometimes I like to throw in a dash of curry powder. Just a little bit, like a dash. I love basil in like how it goes well in like stir-fried rice. I just think basil, I just love the taste of basil. I like a little ground sage. I just like kind of gives things an earthy flavor to me. So I like a little bit of sage in there. Okay, right about now, we've been cooking for a few minutes here. I'm going to start throwing in my fish. I'm going to spoon some of these anchovies in. You don't have to put the whole can if you don't want it. You put just some of it. And I'm going to throw in my crab meat. So I'm going to saute that around. Okay. I'll set this aside. A few other things that I like, seasonings I love to put in. I like to put in, I'm going to put a little dash of turmeric. I just like the anti-inflammatory stuff with turmeric lately. Not a little bit. I don't want to, not a lot. I don't want to overpower anything. I also love the taste of cumin when I'm cooking. I'm going to open that up so I can separate it. Just a little, not a lot. I think it gives a little extra kick, like a little to the food, a little extra I like that extra That's what I'm going to call it. I have Bragg liquid aminos, which has a flavor similar to the soy sauce. It's like soy sauce. But I keep it around. I'm going to spray a little bit of Bragg's liquid aminos. Like I said, I'm not going to overpower it with too much right now because I still need to stir fry my rice and put it all together. Oh, and we need to add some seasoning salt. I like using sea salt. You want to sprinkle a little bit in your hand just to be on the safe side, not overdo it. Take a couple pinches or a pinch, depending on how much salt you like, because soy sauce has a lot of salt in it too. So, I know. And then the anchovies are pretty salty fish. So you don't want to overdo your salt. So once I have this all sauteed up, I'm just turn that off for a moment. I'm going to grab a bowl. Okay. I'm going to take my stir-fried vegetables and fish and put them in my bowl to set aside. Now, I'm not going to use a fresh pan. I'm going to use the same pan I had. I'm actually going to take one more little spoonful of butter. A little pad of butter. I'm going to take just a little bit more and I'm going to turn the fire down to medium low. I don't want to burn the pan. I'm going to take another tablespoon of coconut oil, or if you have olive oil is fine. You can use the olive oil. And I'm going to put that in the pan. Put that aside. Let that, get a little hot. Okay. Now, once that gets a little hot and it's all melted together, I'm going to go ahead and take my rice and scoop that into the pan. The rice and scoop that into the pan. Okay. Put that aside. Now with my rice, I love my food seasoning. So I'm also going to be putting some seasonings on my rice here. Real important here. I'm going to make sure I put more Bragg's liquid aminos. I'm going to need to spray it up real good. I also have some soy sauce. I'm not going to put that on yet. I'm going to put some more ginger in here. Squirt of ginger. Squirt of the garlic. Not as big a squirt, but maybe just a little. I love other flavors of, because I really like giving my food an extra little kick of flavor, and I call it that. So, I know you might be seeing this here. So, while this is not an Asian spice, I guess it's kind of my roots coming out here of liking things really seasoned well. If you're not a fan of real spicy foods, then maybe this wouldn't be for you. But I keep slap your mama around. Slap your mama. You can only find this in certain stores, I guess. Maybe more so in urban stores. But I'm going to do a little sprinkle of slap your mama, because it is really good. It's just a blend of like different salt, red pepper, black pepper, and garlic. So just even some of our basic seasonings like we would be putting in here anyway. I want to make sure to turn the fire down because you don't want to burn it. I'm going to also take a little bit of onion powder since my scallions aren't in here, and I'm going to sprinkle some onion powder on that. I'm going to sprinkle also on there a dab of white pepper, not too much because we already have some pepper. I'm going to take a little bit more cumin. I like cumin, especially in my rice, and sprinkle just a little bit of cumin. Very little. Probably the equivalent to maybe like 1/8 of a teaspoon or something like that. So you don't want to. If this, I love putting. Honestly, I love putting egg, like scrambled egg, in my stir fry in my rice. But since I am focused on only eating fish, it's Fish Friday, I'm gonna skip or forego the egg this time. And I'm going to go with this as it is. So, and then let's put some, we put the ginger paste, so we don't do that. Another spice, you don't want it to be too salty, but another interesting spice mix that I really like a lot is the Spike Gourmet Magic Spike Original Seasoning. This is another good multi-purpose seasoning. As I said, I love basil in my fried rice, so I'm going to make sure I put some basil in there. So, that basil That's probably like an eighth, a little more than an eighth of a teaspoon. But that's what I'm gonna do here. Okay, and I do have some soy sauce. So I'm gonna take a little bit of my soy sauce. Not even very much. I bet maybe like a teaspoon of soy sauce. It's already had the brags in there. You know, I don't want to overpower anything. So we've been cooking this rice here on like a medium-low fire. And so it's all heated up, seasoned through and warm. So now I think we can take and turn that fire off. Now I like to mix my stir fry into my rice. The rice is already hot. The stir fry is still hot. If you want, you can keep it on low and let that continue to cook a little. But since everything's already still hot, I don't think that's necessary. So we take and we pour the stir fry in on top. That looks really good. That's beautiful. So we combine everything and turn off the fire. And set some of my bowls and cooking utensils aside. And I'm going to come back to you and we're going to sit down and try this and eat. Welcome back, guys. So we finished our crab stir fry. And I want to just show you guys, it is beautiful. That looks delicious. And we're ready to eat. That is good. So I hope that you all got inspired today. I think this is an easy meal that anybody can fix. If you have any questions, I hope I can answer them. You can send a message to me. Leave a comment on the YouTube. Thank you for joining me today for Janine's Creative Cooking. Take care. Have a great day.